Windows Explorer should be using like 30 megs, not 3 gigs.
I agree. Hey guys, how are you doing? Jen says she needs her Debbie fix. Well, tonight, Miss Jen, I'm going to be opening this that I got in the mail yesterday from you. So thank you so much, honey. Okay, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Looking at the chat. And we've got the thing going across the top so y'all can see maybe what's going on. Anyhow, so Jen is watching from, it looks like she's actually probably in both. So she's on Twitch and she's on YouTube. So that's awesome. I probably need to be quiet about saying things about streaming on both, though, because you know what? Twitch has banned somebody because of doing multi-streaming and having the chat up there, but I think we should be fine. Anyway, I want to say hello to Ms. Kim and Leah and Kathy. I'm going to go through this really quick because I want to go ahead and get this thing done. Thank you so much, Avenger Box, for the sub over on Twitch. Yes, words, and I didn't hear it, meaning I've got something muted on my end apparently. But that's okay. We will figure things out. But yes, thank you so much for the resub. All right, Kim in Alaska, Mary Jo. From Papillon, Nebraska, and Kim, of course, is Kim in Alaska. Yes. Jen is in Northwest New Jersey. We have Christy. I'm just going to say Christy because I can't pronounce your last name because I know I will mess it up. Kathy Byerly, ready for some fun. Miss Stephanie's in the house. Yay. Yeah, everybody, I know it's hot everywhere. It sucks. That's why, well, in Florida, it's hot. I think we got cold a little bit in December and a little bit in January, but the rest of the year, it's hot. Todd just came inside because he was doing some stuff outside for a little bit, and he's dripping. He's just dripping wet because it is, what's the temperature outside today, hon, here in Central Florida?
97.5.
It is 97.5. What's the heat index? Does it say?
Hang on.
He's going to look that up real quick. So, yeah, because that's the way it is all the time here. So, yeah, so I get it. I absolutely get it. I always have the AC on.
120.
It is a heat index of 120. So it feels like it's 120 degrees outside. Yeah. But I still love Florida. I'd rather deal with the heat and have my AC than deal with really cold because I can't deal with cold. But seeing Elizabeth last night talking about that it was like 98 degrees in her attic where she does her crafting. It kind of explains why she does her crafting at night because it's probably the coolest time of the day. But it's like they need to fix that AC and make sure that it's nice and cool up there for her. Because, I mean, yeah, I could not, no, I can't do it. It irritates me whenever I'm sweating and stuff. So that's probably why I don't go to the gym more. But that's getting fixed. Okay, I'm going to keep on reading down. Anne Marie is from hot Central Virginia. She was saying it was 96, feels like 105. Heading up to 101 this afternoon. Yep, I get it. Patty Gates says, I made it. It's horrible here with the heat. At 99, it feels like 1010. Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I get it. Turn on the AC and get it down to 75. That way it's not too friggin' expensive. And you should be fine. And Cheryl's design and photo art is on Space Coast. I know where that is. Space Coast of Florida. And it is 89 degrees over there. That's over by, okay, Space Coast is Cape Canaveral, Titusville area, and when I go to the beach, which doesn't happen very often, that's where we normally go. North Carolina, Terry Cooper says to hit Florida level heat, 97 degrees, and heat index of almost 102. Well, it's heat index of 120 here, Terry. Okay, so got the intros in, so yay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the fun Steamboat Willie Classic Mouse collection from Spellbinders. There is a little bit that I did not get. I think I'll go ahead and show you that because it is available on the website. I've also got links already down in the description for you guys to be able to see all the fun things from Spellbinders with this fun collection. And so let me get that thing. Well, let me get this out of the way. Y'all don't need to see that. But this is the classic collection on Spellbinders website. So when you get past the stamps and the dies, there are, well, not all the stamps, but when you get down past Better Press and the dies, which is pretty much what I got, you have papers. You have stamps. Ooh, I like that stamp set. That's cool. You have a sticker book. So if you guys that are kind of new and new to crafting and you're still playing more with the stickers than making your own, which you can make your own stickers too, this is a great option for you, especially since it's all Mickey, you know. Here's another paper pad. Here's some more foam stickers. There's decorative brads. Ooh. Okay. Add to cart. There's rub-ons for you guys that like rub-ons. I also want these enamel dots because they are the perfect Mickey Mouse colors. Absolutely. And lots of ephemera. I mean, look at that. This is just gorgeous. Chipboard frames in all the Disney colors. Chipboard stickers, chipboard pieces. Yeah, ephemera. Ooh, there's even a snap binder if you guys are into the journaling thing. Like if you're going to come down here to go to Disney World, this would be a great place to do your art journaling and stuff. Yeah. So those are things that I did not get and just put a couple things in my cart. So let's go ahead and look at what I did get. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure I'm doing a different type of organization, hopefully better. So I've got everything labeled. So this is going to be going in my bins, and this is my mouse collection. And I labeled all of these. So I've got a handful of things here. So we're going to start off with this one. If y'all can see it, this is the Better Press, which is Steamboat Willie. This is literally Steamboat Willie. This is the original Mickey from way back, like in the 50s or something, riding in his boat and just whistling a tune from the old black and white cartoon. So I think that is super cute. And I think this might be a little bit too bright. Okay, that I think is a little bit better. I don't want it to be too dark because I noticed that on one of my more recent videos or live streams it was a little bit darker than what I wanted, but I don't want it to be too bright either. So we've got Steamboat Willie to start. Then, yes, I know, it sure helps to be organized. Absolutely, Judy. And my thing is I'm reorganizing because I got enough stuff in over the last 4 years that it kind of exploded and I'm having trouble finding things. So I've rethought my organization system and I'm kind of going to go back to kind of the way we did with the library. I'm going to have a database, which I have used Color My Life before. To be honest, it's a little bit clunky for what I do. If everything had a barcode, it would be faster and would work better. Instead, I'm going to create my own, starting off with a spreadsheet and putting it all into Notion at some point, and going to go from there. But I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. With the clubs from this last month, you know, with the walrus and stuff, there were some dies that I wanted to use, but I didn't know where the heck they were. That would have gone great with that. You know, anything nautical. And I've got different collections that are nautical. So that would have worked perfect. And of course, I didn't know where they were. Okay. So, yeah, the one thing I changed with the way I was already, when I have used these, is I've got the collection, I've got the date, I've got what the collection is and who the company is. So I have all my information on this one thing, so I can just flip through. It's like, oh, Classic Mouse. I know what that is, and I can know that, okay, this belongs in Classic, which I just changed my stickers again today. So now they're going to actually say what the collection name is, so that it'll be easier for me to find where they belong when I'm putting them away. Okay, this one is Classic Mouse Numbers and Punctuation, and that is way too small, which is another thing I changed. So we've got all of our fun numbers in that fun Mickey Mouse Club font. Okay, so we got all those. Then we've got the alphabet to do the exact same thing. which means you can make your cards, your scrapbook pages, whatever you decide to make out of this, you can make it say whatever you want it to say. Okay. Then we've got Steamboat Willie Duo. And what that means is we have got Mickey and we have got Minnie. And they've got multiple arms so that you can have them doing all sorts of, arranged in all sorts of different ways. We've got their clothes. Look at their little shoes. Yeah, we've got basically Mickey and Minnie. Fabulous. Okay. Then we've got frames and sentiments. For some of these, I did print out some stuff from the website because I don't have the packaging. You guys will have the packaging. So like this one says how Mickey and Minnie go together. So I've got that one, and I had not put it away yet. I just printed these this morning as I was doing other things. So let me put that in the sleeve so I don't lose it. I'll probably have to trim it down a little bit so it fits correctly, but that's okay. Oh, it actually does fit. Okay, so this one is talking about these. And if you notice, what they did is they used the heads from this set to fit in there, kind of like little buttons. You know how we have had buttons that you could wear on your clothes and stuff? That would be really cool with this. So we could do those. And that's this set. And there are a few sentiments that are included with it. It says, well, hello there. Oh boy, swell, and golly. It makes me think of when I used to watch the Mickey Mouse Club as a kid. How many of you guys watched Mickey Mouse Club at any point in your life? I don't even know. I think it's still around, but I don't know for sure because I haven't watched it in so long. Okay, next up we have this one, which is Classic Mouse Borders. So this one has anchors, like for Donald. And, of course, these are also like for Donald. Okay, so Judy says that she used to watch that. Absolutely. Okay, I put it on for my dogs when I'm gone. They love Mickey. Fabulous. My early childhood TV crush was Bobby T. I don't even know who that is. I watched it in the 70s, and I don't remember the name of any of those people. And my girls, I don't think they just were never into Mickey so much. I mean, we would go down to Disney World, and they liked all the things, but I don't know that they were ever actually into Mickey. I don't know. Okay, so this one has got music. And one of the things down at Disney World area is there are a lot of different hotels and stuff you can stay at. And they're all really nicely themed. So there's going to be some that are music themed. And I think that's kind of cool for that too. And then we have this one that is basically just a stripe with little dashes on it. So those are going to be fun. And then the last one in the die set does this. And what I meant to do is to print it out on two, but I think if I printed it out on like two on one page, I probably wouldn't be able to see it. Yeah. But these are going to be kind of easy to do anyway. We've got a couple of different sets of rosettes. Okay. And they just layer up on top of each other. Like this one has got pointed edges. So it's got this one that's got pointed edges, and this one has got more scalloped, so it's going to go with a scallop. Plus, it's got different things, so you can have your flags flying like you're at Disney. The best day ever. So we've got those also in here, and I think this is so cool. Anyway, and this is what they can look like if you decide to put. Yes, if you decide to do MICKEYMOUSE, yeah, you can do that on here too. You can basically make little rosettes and then cut out the letters, and that would be. Oh, I just thought of something. That would be great for like a kid's birthday party, and you could do it all Mickey theme, and you can make your own cake toppers or cupcake toppers and all. Like you could do. We wouldn't do 25 because a kid, well, there are some adults that love Mickey enough that having their age on little sticks like that would probably be fun too. But yeah, I think that would be fabulous. Okay, Terry Cooper said, watch the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse that came on Disney when the kids were little. Exactly. Okay, so we've got a bunch of things to play with. I want you guys to tell me in the chat, everybody tell me in the chat, do I need to do a poll? I want y'all to tell me in the chat which thing of the ones that I have here would you like to see first? By the way, we are going live again tonight at 5 for our regularly scheduled live stream, so I'm probably going to pull out. I'm probably going to play with this too. Okay, so Kathy votes first. She wants Mickey and Minnie. Judy wants Steamboat Willie, so Judy's wanting the better press. I'm thinking those are mostly these are the main focal points. So yeah, this one's going to take longer, and I did intend on die cutting stuff out this morning, and it didn't happen. I woke up this morning around like 4:30, couldn't go back to sleep. Finally got up, looked at the website. I think I was looking up something because I was doing something else, and I said, "Wait a minute, why is Steamboat Willie showing on the main page?" Because I thought the release was tomorrow because I wrote it down wrong. So last minute, if you guys got my emails yesterday, you saw that I said that we were going to go live tomorrow with all of this, and I did a last minute change this morning, got the emails out, got all the things done. Okay, we're going to go with better press, mostly because we've had a couple of people say that that's what they want. Great. I'm thinking also that's going to give me a little, I can get it done faster than doing a lot of die cutting. But that doesn't mean we can't play with these tonight. So y'all need to come back tonight at 5 o'clock. And by the way, if you are watching on the replay on all of my live streams, guys, it's a thing. On all of my live streams, if we always say hello first. I actually got started faster today than normal, but we always say hello first, but you can always skip ahead if you don't want to see me talking and saying hello to all of my buddies. So you guys know I'm going to have to do some hot boil, so I'm going to go ahead and I just turned it on. It's not heated up yet. The light is still red. So I just turned that on. And we're going to first do better press with the better press. So question, how many of you guys do not have or have not tried the better press yet? I'm not talking about my die cutting machine. That's just the thing that we wind up using with it. But if you have never used the better press, tell me in the chat. So Judy's never tried it. I'm assuming that means that you don't have it yet. So, and the question is, have you seen it? Okay, Kathy doesn't have it, which is probably why she was saying, let's look at the dies. Absolutely. Katrina says, nope, not yet. Okay, moving that out of the way so it might help if okay, here's a quick tip. Okay, here's a quick tip. When you are using your glimmer system, when you're doing hot foil, make sure that this is plugged all the way in. It was sitting here for a couple minutes, wasn't heating up because it didn't plug it in all the way. Okay, so Cynthia had a question. Die cuts available in Spellbinders. Does it have stamps? Well, I was just looking at the website and there are some stamps. So let me show you that again. I'm going to go up and see if there's any more. These are all dies. These are dies. This one's better press. We have papers. This one is classic mouse, say cheese, classic mouse stamps. So there are stamps, there are stickers. It looks like that's the only stamp set. Okay, that is a very good point. Thank you so much, Karen. I have a Gemini Junior as well. Yeah, my first hot foil system was the Gemini foil press because it was less expensive. That's the reason I picked it. And then I found out, oh, it doesn't work with my Big Shot. So I had to get the Gemini Junior anyway in order to use it. And then it wound up every time Every time I used it, it would warp, and over time it wound up cracking the platform, and I had to get a replacement platform. And at that point I decided, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and get the stuff from Spellbinders, because yeah, I haven't heard any problems with it. I had not heard of anybody having warping issues, and I had heard that there were some warping issues and how to take care of it. Supposedly you were able to just put your Gemini Junior on top of the platform, the hot foil platform, and it would, you know, flatten it back out. Yeah, it apparently did not work for me. So when I got the second one, the very first time I used it, it warped again. And my thought on it is, because of the material it's made out of, it had to do with the higher heat that a lot of foils require. So if you turn it up higher, that means that anything that you get, if you heat something, it can at some point bend. And that, I think, is what was happening. But I have not had any problem at all with my Glimmer system or my Platinum 6. Platinum 6 is much smaller than my Big Shot was. So I love this because, yeah, I can fold it up and put it away. The only problems I've had with this one, Tangia. Okay, Terry Cooper. Say exclamation point join if you want to get in on the Tangia dungeon, so you guys can go exploring a dungeon while I'm talking and crafting along with Miss Terry Cooper. Only problem I've had is that this, because I pick it up so much, this part has broken a couple of times. Okay, so... But yeah, that's the reason I thing is I love this, and I completely get it. The Gemini Junior is nice for not having to crank. But I like being able to use these other things, and this is actually really, really easy to use. So first things first, let me get out a piece of... Did I make this thing too... I think I did. I may have overpacked this drawer this week because I got a couple of extra things to go in it, which one of them you'll get to see on Friday. But this is some Better Press paper. This one is their 100% cotton paper. I have mine in porcelain because I love the bright white, and I'm going to use, let's see, where do I want to put this? With the Better Press system, you use metal plates instead of stamps, okay? That's kind of how this works. You're going to use metal plates instead of stamps, and this piece here is a magnet. I have it wrapped in some packaging just because I kind of already got mine stained, and I'm trying not to stain it anymore. So I've got it already with some plastic, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't... This still sticks to it, no problem, okay? So I think I want... Now this part didn't come with the die, but the little music notes did. So I'm going to have some music notes there in the top, and then I can have some kind of a sentiment over here. I have no idea what I'm going to put on it, or if I'm going to put it on it, because I didn't get the stamp set. Hey, Cricket Bug, how you doing, honey? Welcome in, and welcome in to all the folks that I have not said hello to yet, like Miss Danielle. Thank you so much, guys, for popping in. And thank you for the Crafty Collective check-in. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then what we do with this piece, we're going to adhere our card to that. And how this works is these little posts are all spring-loaded and magnetic. So it's going to stick to this. And the way that we're going to, yes, that's warm, stamp our image onto the card is by rolling this through our die cutting machine, which is going to press everything together. Okay, so it's going to give us a perfect stamping right away. Now, if I was doing a full plate, like say it was a bigger plate that covered this whole thing, because this has got our registration marks. This one is for A7, which is a 5x7, and an A2, which is the one that I always use. If it was bigger than that, I would put some I would put some tape runner on this. Since it's not, I can just use my best ever craft tape. And I'm just going to tape it down in a couple of places. Actually, I'm going to tape it down on all four. And I'm going to be lining it up with those marks because the platen and the chase both have the same markings. Okay? So we're going to just put that down. And I'm going to do the other two. Yep. And then next I'm going to take out some Better Press ink. Once I get down in here and find it. Is it in this drawer? Yes, it is. Okay. So you can use any ink. Now the Better Press ink is kind of special though. It's archival. It is archival ink, however, it is thicker than regular archival ink. So this container, I have archival inks in there as well. I don't have a lot of the Better Press inks, but I do have a few. Let's see. I think I am going to just do this one in black, and then we can color it, right? So the Better Press ink, like I said, is archival, meaning you can use your alcohol markers with it, you can use watercolor with it, and it's going to be fine. So I'm just going to add some of this down. Hey Jana, welcome in, honey. And I am going to try to put a substantial amount of ink on there because there are some solid areas that I want to make sure are black. And the way they say to apply your ink is to do the tap and twist. Now I tend to do a scrubbing motion as well, so we do it all. Sometimes when you're wiping though, you could wipe some of the ink off, but as long as you're putting down enough of it, there shouldn't be a real problem. Okay, only thing is with this little guy, because this plate is smaller, it's going to be harder for me to keep in place. So I'm just going to ink him up, and then I'm going to move him back to where I want him. Because, yeah, the pressure from my hand is definitely going to make him move around. Okay, and I don't really want him to be, that one to be straight. I think it's kind of cool I got that. So now I'm just going to put this over the top. Pull out my die cutting machine again. And it stays in place. Okay, the only way you're going to make it so it doesn't stay in place is if you move the magnet and it's in a groove in there, so it's yeah, I'm shaking this thing, it doesn't move. So now we're just going to crank that through. This is the first time I've used this one too, by the way. I have not played with any of the oh, thank you, honey. I have not played with any of the Steamboat Willie stuff up until now. So, and this is what I meant by I needed to put more down, but I put a substantial amount on there. I think I needed to put some more, and I think I kind of wiped a little bit off because it is a little bit gray. That's okay. Also, when you're using the Better Press paper, this is imprinted into the paper, so it's kind of debossing it. So when you rub your finger across it, you can feel that texture. Yeah, the whole image is texture, so I think that is fabulous. Let me go ahead and clean this a little bit up, because I'm also going to do this with my glimmer system. And you do need to use archival ink for this. I mean, archival ink cleaner for this. I have seen folks use alcohol, and alcohol does clean it well. However, I have also heard directly from the folks at Spellbinders that there is a coating on these metal plates that the alcohol can damage. So you need to try not to use that. I want down there. Where'd I put it? So that looks pretty clean. And this also means that this is something that you could basically just put another piece of cardstock on, ink it up, run it through. You could do a lot of mass producing with this, kind of like when you do stamping with your Misty. That works really, really nicely because you're able to just, crank it out, ink it up, stamp again. So that's what we have there. While we were working on that, look, our glimmer system. The green light is on, so that means this is hot enough for us to get started with it. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that these are clean, I'm going to move them over. and put them in the same position. Now, I have a question for you guys now, since I'm going to also do these with glimmer. Do you have a cardstock color or how about a cardstock foil combination you'd like to see? Because I'm thinking this would be really, really cool with just black and white, black and gold. That would be fabulous. But it'd also be good with other colors. And I did come across my navy blue cardstock that I thought I was out of. It turns out I'm not out of it. So Terry Cooper says black and silver. Okay. And I just ordered I just ordered from Michaels and got it in black cardstock, because I use my heavyweight cardstock from Michaels. Never had a problem with it, and like the price was really good. So we've got a couple of different people saying black and silver, so that's what we're going to go with. I am letting this still get hot, and let me grab do I have a black piece of cardstock over here? Because I don't remember if I cut any. Yes, I do have a few pieces. And this one is the this one that I'm using here is the lightweight, the regular weight that Michael sells. Mostly because as soon as I finish using up all of the lightweight stuff, I'm going to be doing nothing but heavyweight cardstock, period, for everything. As long as it still foils well. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get new foil, new foiling new cardstock to foil with. Okay. Okay. So when you're foiling, first off, this is nice and hot. The platform ready button, the light is on. We're going to have to hit the timer and wait for it to finish heating up more now that the plate's on there. You're going to want to put your foil shiny, pretty side down. Whenever you're doing any kind of foiling, doesn't matter which kind of foiling it is, whether it's toner foiling or it is hot foiling, my rule of thumb is make sure that the matte side is touching the cardstock. So, hello, kitty. So the shiny side always faces away from the card. So when you have it placed on here, like on this one, let's say that this was a toner printed thing. Let me hit that button real quick. If this was a toner one, I would be placing my foil this way, so the shiny side would be facing away from the cardstock. I hope that makes sense. The reason I say it that way is because I was getting myself confused trying to remember shiny side up, shiny side down. Because if you're doing it with, say, a laminator, it's going to be shiny side up because you're putting it on the card. If you're doing on here, it's going to be shiny side down because the shiny side has to hit the plates. So, yeah. But I was getting myself confused, and the only way I can remember it is just remember what I'm actually trying to do and why. Okay, let's go ahead and take this little guy off. Shirtless Todd. You were seen, and the Todd was seen. Hey, Miss Ruth, welcome in, honey. Okay, this says it is ready to go. See, the light came on. So we'll bring out our die cutting machine again. And if you leave it on there a little longer, it's totally fine. The only time I've ever gotten, well, the only time I get, I guess the timing with it really depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a solid, big plate, then you're probably going to want to, heat it longer. I get better results when I let it heat longer. I sometimes get a little bit of overfoiling when I do something small like sentiments because they don't require quite as much heat. But in general, just pressing the button is perfect. Okay, let's take a look. So I can see the impression on there, and then we're just going to lift that off. Fabulous! So here are two versions. What do you think? Honey, look.
It's a Steamboat.
Yeah, it's Steamboat Willie. Terry says, meow the Todd. Okay, so this one I can also, this is going to be fun. I think while I'm coloring down, I'm going to do this too. You can use solid plates, and there are lots of different ones. Let me show you what I mean. So here's a couple that I have. This one is from Catherine Pooler, and it's a big solid one, so it would take care of the whole image, okay? This is a smaller one that is smaller than A2. This one is about ATC size, and that one's from Spellbinders. They both work the same way. They're going to get nice and hot, and you can use it to transfer your image. And let's see, do I want to use the smaller one? I kind of do. If I use the smaller one, it'll be faster, number one. If I use the bigger one, it'll take care of the entire thing. So, let me just look at it real quick and see if it covers enough. I think that's going to work. It'll wind up having a little bit of the design coming off, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and use one of my magnets to get that out of the way. And then I'm going to put this on here. We're going to let that heat up for a little bit. And with all my larger plates, even this one that's not quite as big, I'm going to let this heat up twice so it has plenty of time to get nice and hot, because I want all of this to transfer over. I hate wasting the waste, you know? Okay. Isn't that lovely? I wonder if I have some silver over here. I just thought of how I want to, I mean, I'm basically finished with the card. I just need some silver cardstock. And I want a panel. Here's a couple of things I haven't used. I wonder how this would work. So this is some specialty paper that came in a card kit, I think from Hero Arts, probably 2017. Oh, I like that. I think I'm going to use that. It's like I've used half the sheet. It's like I had one sheet and one or two sheets, but I still had like these couple left that I hadn't used. These are so cool. Okay, so this I'm going to trim down a little bit because I think I'm going to put this onto a black card base, and I just want to trim a little bit of it off. So we're going to do 5 1/4 by 4, and then we're going to trim this one down to 5 by 3 3/4. That's it. I think I'm going to start at the bottom and just trim a little bit off at the bottom. But this one you can probably, because I did a good job centering it, if I trim all 4 outsides, it should look fine. This one, I'm going to trim off just a little bit because this isn't almost centered. And then 3 3/4, that's just about perfect. So just for reference, the image itself is right at 3 3/4. So we can put that right over the top there and then put it onto a black card base. And that's going to be fun. I'm kind of thinking I want to trim a little bit more off because I want a little bit more of that other to show. But do I really? Let's see. I think that's enough. That'll be fine. That'll be fun. It's all fine. Okay, so this is already says, this one now, our Glimmer system says platform ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. And then let it. Jen says better presses on my honey list. Absolutely. I get the best toys from my honey and his mom. I don't know if my father-in-law has anything to do with it, but I know my mother-in-law does. Okay. And I think we're going to do foam. Yes, we're going to do foam. Jen says she loves it. I know, this is so pretty. So pretty. And you could do any color. You could do any color you want. Terry Cooper said foam. Did the foam pop up? Because I didn't see it, but I wasn't looking. It should have. It had the ding, so I know that the effect was done. I could just I could do it myself. Yep, it did. Okay, by the time I hear it, it's already gone. Okay. So the foam is going to help it stick to this specialty, embossed look paper. And okay, what I need to do now, I think, because since that is ready to go, I'm going to put our waist on my glimmer system and let that heat up too. Okay, and I think I'm going to do silver, and let's make sure it's basic. I'm being very gentle because it is warm on my hands. And let's go with another piece of black cardstock. This one is the heavyweight. Well, I haven't tried it with the heavyweight. I'm going to go with the... Do I have any light? Yes, I do have lightweight cardstock. My June surprise is 25th anniversary and my old day. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down and try to kind of center it so it's almost straight. And we're going to put these over the top. And I'm just going to let it sit to the side again. I'm just going to hit this. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome in. I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. You guys are loving the foam button today. Okay, we're going to put this onto our matting layer. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to glue this down because otherwise, yeah, if I don't, I'm going to probably get everything very, very crooked. Yes, foam is live. Absolutely. Okay, and liquid glue definitely gives us a little bit of wiggle room so that we can get it on there right where we want it. This is a very pretty paper, by the way. I don't think they have it anymore, but I think it turns out lovely. And again, I'm putting some more glue down to give me a little bit of wiggle room with this foam because otherwise I'm going to get crooked. Okay. You also want to check and make sure that you have your card.
Interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Who did that? Okay, thank you, Jen. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's quite straight. It's close. So before I press it, I am just going to take a look and see if it is pretty much straight. That looks straight. So there we go. And that one's done. I do need to put a white insert into this. That one's super easy. We just trim a little bit of white cardstock down. I'm kind of filling time while this is heating up so we can try that because I really want it to work. I know, right? And one of you guys is going to win this. Don't forget. One of you guys is going to win this card. Okay, so I'm going to trim that one down by 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. And where did I put the thing? Oh, here it is. I'm just going to put that on with tape runner on the inside. And easiest way to get that one. The T-square, yes, I know. My T-square works fabulously. However, the jigs are for 1/2 and 3/8. And this one was, of course, 1/8. So Yeah. So what I'm going to do on the inside is I'm trying to make sure it's over where you can see it. Position it on the side that does not have the glue on it. Okay. So I'm positioning this onto the front, onto the inside of the front, and then closing it. And now your panel is positioned right where you want it. So that one is all good to go. And you guys know I love all my Pear Blossom Press stuff too. Love, love, love all the things from Amanda. Her and her husband are just brilliant. And such sweet people too. Okay, so this should be ready to go. Let's give it a try. I hope it turns out. I have had good and not so good results lately with my reverse foiling. I went through pretty much all the stash that was beside my desk anyway. I probably have some more somewhere else. You've never used lights in your cards? Jana! Honey, hey Alyssa. So Jana, do you have any one lights from Pear Blossom Press? If you do, or if you get some soon, maybe you should come on with me and we could make a card together. Okay. So I'm gonna be careful. It looks good. What's an awesome shortcut? I don't know what the shortcut was. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Hey, Ronan. I think this was referencing you, hon. He said, yeah. This is where someone streaks through the stream, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, Todd says, yes, that is his job. No, he does not streak, but he does walk through without his shirt on because it's friggin' hot in Florida. Okay, so I didn't get it on there straight. Okay, the card shifted at one point, but that I think the foil stayed right where I wanted it. Yeah, but look at that. So now I'm going to just trim this down. Ronan says, that's hard! Okay, I need a guide on this. I have to. I can't. I want it to be... Let's see. So this is the corner that is the closest. So that's the one that I have to make the rest of it match. Right? This is a different. Inner page alignment. Oh, you think I meant to do, it looks like I meant to do that. Well, let's take out a card base and see what it looks like. Flap, flap, flap. Do I have a Pear Blossom Press affiliate link? I believe there should be one in the description. Let me see if I removed it. So one of the ones that I use most of the time, I leave some of my favorite ones in the description. So absolutely. Okay, at the bottom of the list, actually, there is a Pear Blossom Press Cardmaker's T-Square link there. That'll take you to the website to that specific product. But once you go in there, it'll trigger the cookie, and you should be able to shop for anything else you want there. And it will let Amanda know that I sent you, and I will get a little bit back. Hi ASMR, you guys are crazy. The Todd coughed earlier. Was it a hairball? That was from Ruth. He just shook his head at you. Awesome. I'll be doing some shopping after your live. Fabulous. So since we're talking about Pear Blossom Press and you want to do a light up card, I've got some recommendations right off the top. Number 1, the foam. And number 2, I'd say go with the, yeah, I got more things, sorry. I go with the one light. It is the easiest one. It is basically just a little, it's that. It is the easiest one to do. They come in 2, 3, and 5 packs, but it's just this little thing here where you put a button, you put a battery in there, push the button, and the light comes on. Super, super easy. And you may also want to get, it just depends on if you want to, it's up to you. But you also might want to get the stamp set that goes along with it. It's a stamp and die set that goes with the lights, including all the different little sayings to let people know what to do with your interactive cards. That's what I would recommend. I mean, I have a lot more things in here. I will also provide you with templates for helping to position everything. And I do have some classes and everything on my website for that as well. I don't need this stuff out. What am I doing? And the reason I pulled out this one is because that's what I have left in my other one. I love the foam. I know that there's a lot of different things that Amanda's working on. One of which is sheets of foam instead of the big roll, instead of just the big roll, and also different thicknesses. Because the thickness is perfect for doing interactive cards, shakers, light up cards, those kind of things. But you know, I like my thin foam for everything else, right? So she's working on that, but there's been issues with the manufacturing, getting everything that she wants. Foam is out of stock. No, well, you can use your regular foam. It's just that one's just easier, and it's repositionable. So you want to get that as soon as you can. Yeah. I don't remember what that die's from. Okay. So you were saying that it looked right being crooked. So if I just trim it down so that all the sides have got that little 1/8 of an inch, that would work. I think I'll do that. And then I can do, should we just do black and white, or should we go with some color in the background? Like, should I do a matting layer of a color? That looks good. So y'all have to tell me. I mean, I can take out some cardstock and we can see what they look like. That one's almost where I want it. I'm still getting used to this trimmer. It's where on my Fiskars one, I knew exactly how far to go to make it so that I had, this actually I think has a little bit more than an 1/8 of an inch gap between the thumb guard and the blade, but it's still close. And this one has been working fabulously. Okay, so there we go. And we could put it just in the center there, or we could do, I know, the foam is super awesome. Super awesome. Yeah, I was waiting a while, and I really, really lucked out when she was here for the scrapbooking what was it? Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in Orlando a couple of years ago. She had to come out before she had actually gotten the foam. So, yeah. So she had them ship some to me for us to use and sell at the show. And yes, she sold out pretty much immediately. Okay, somebody says red. So let's grab some red. Oh, yep. I'm thinking red or blue or yellow would go great with this. So we're going to trim that one down. Let's see, how big is this? This one is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to glue this down and then I'm going to trim it. That's the way I used to do. Stephanie says probably blue. Well, I'm going to show you what it looks like with each of those because I think it would look great with either one. So here we go with it on red. And here we go with it on blue. Looks fabulous either way. So I'm going to do this one on red. You know I'm going to wind up doing more. I always say that and then I run out of time because I love playing with all the things. I really do. Okay. So I am going to try to line it up pretty much in the center, and then I should be able to just trim off each edge a little bit. If I can get it on there straight. Stephanie still likes the blue better. Oh, blue is my, blue is my favorite color, so. Okay. I'm just thinking the red and the yellow are both really bright too. Okay. Okay, so that means it was a little bit crooked. That's close enough. That's close enough. This is adorable. I mean, yeah. What an awesome job. Play and be paid. Yeah, but it's also a little difficult to do that too. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, foam it is. Foam it is. So we've got 2 cards. And then how many of you guys are going to be coming back at 5 o'clock or 4:30 if you're a member today for more crafting fun? So I think I will play with some more with with this stuff. On Friday, I won't be. I'm going to try to do. Thank you, Katie. Or Kathy. I have a thing over. Yes, foam is life. I will be back. Awesome. So on Friday, I have a video that is going to be coming out. Simon Hurley has a new collection. Simon Hurley has another new collection. I'm in love. I made 5 cards with his new stuff. You guys are gonna love it. So I'm not gonna be home. But I will try to. I think I'm gonna set it as a premiere and try to be in the chat. But that way you guys can chat and everything too. I'm not setting that one to go up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon because Simon typically does his live stream or premiere at noon. Okay. So yeah. Ruth says, is that even a question? Of course I'll be back to sleep. Okay, let me put this down and make sure I don't get him out of the...